Hey, you guys, welcome back to day number 2 of the 5-day teaching series that I'm holding this week to teach you how to approach your autoimmune disease from a holistic perspective. I'm just going to quickly show you. I have a little helper with me today. That's why I'm sitting on the floor. Stripes is here with me today. So please bear with me if it gets a little shaky around here. He might be hopping off and might disturb the camera a little bit. Anyways, welcome back to day number 2. He's hopping off right now. Okay, just give me 1 second because I need to let him out of the door. Okay, I'm back. So welcome to day number 2. Yesterday we talked all about nutrition, and I relayed to you how gut health is intimately connected to your chronic inflammation and how chewing food can actually help decrease your gut imbalance, which in turn will reduce your chronic inflammation in your body. It's such a simple thing to do, but it's really oftentimes overlooked. But today we are going to talk about pillar number 2 of my holistic health approach, which is mindset, and equally important. So why does mindset matter? Well, it really matters because your mind and your body are not separate entities. They are intimately connected. In fact, I was going to talk to you about a branch of science that is called epigenetics. And I'm not sure whether you heard about it. It's super interesting. And it's the branch that researches how our environment, which can be our external environment, but also our internal environment, can influence the way certain genes are being expressed. So I picked this because it is extremely important for you to understand that your mind and your body are interconnected, as it will empower you just by realizing that your mind has some power over your body. So in this case, your gene expression. So have you ever been told, or have you even experienced maybe that autoimmune warriors are more likely to develop another autoimmune disease on top of the one you're currently dealing with due to all the inflammation that is going on in your body? So I certainly have been told many times. Many years ago, I was told by my doctors that I am very likely to also develop diabetes number 2 due to my insulin resistance that I was showing. And so even though we are more susceptible, but just due to the nature of the beast, to developing more than one issue because of our chronic inflammation, know that you are also in the driver's seat, and you do have some control over how your genes are being expressed. So specifically under the mindset pillar, which we're talking about today, this is your genes are being expressed by how you perceive and express your inner thoughts. So what do I mean by that? So every time your brain creates a negative or stressful or fearful or worrisome thought, your body actually responds with a physical stress response. And thereby inflammation increases, as your brain can simply not tell the difference of whether that negative thought is only perceived danger or real danger. Your brain sees any type of danger as real, even though it's perceived because you're thinking the fear, you're thinking the worry. Your brain thinks it's a real danger. Your physical response to this negative thought is the perception of something really stressful. Something really stressful is happening, and thereby triggers your adrenals to release cortisol. Your body also shuts down digestion and absorption, which we really talked about the importance of it yesterday, and thereby reducing the assimilation of necessary nutrients that will restore, repair your cells and tissue, and decrease inflammation. So the bottom line is your worries, your fears, your anxiousness around this disease create an overall negative environment that is not favorable for your restoration and repair. And so how can you intercept this pattern of your mind creating fearful thoughts? So there's two components to it I would like to explain and narrow down in my video today. Two extremely important components that I have been implementing from a very early stage on, and which has been hugely effective for me and helpful. Number one, the step number one is you will have to accept your grief. And that is really the very first step you have to do, which will open the doors to being able physically and emotionally to heal, restore, and rejuvenate. You need to really embrace the feeling of losing control over your life. That's how I felt. Whatever comes up for you, you need to sit with it, whether it's disappointment or having to deal with such a situation on a daily basis now. You really need to take your time to grieve, and you need to take your time to do so. And it might take longer than you would want it to take, but you really need to dig deep and do the work. So that when you come out of it on the other side, when you move through the grief, when you do the work, when you find out where your worries and fears are coming from, then you are ready, and then you're fully committed to embarking on this journey to which will be a better life with your chronic illness. It takes a lot of work. And also, it's really an ongoing process. I still have to sit with my grief every once in a while when it's, overflowing me, and then have to do my own personal work. Step number two is, and this will be something very tangible you can introduce into your life. You can use as a tool. Step number two, one of the most impactful techniques that I have been implementing into my life is called creative visualization. So I actually purchased a really great book, which I highly recommend, and I have it here. And it is called Creative Visualization. And the author is Shakti Gawain. I don't know if I even say that right. But it's called creative visualization. It's really a technique in which you take some time out of your day in solitude. You can either close your eyes or you can leave them open, whatever works best for you and makes you feel most connected with yourself. And then you are purposefully creating an image or a scenario in your mind that is a very pleasant one for you. You then immerse yourself into that image or into that scenario. And then the physical response to this immersion will be your nervous system relaxing, sending messages from your brain to your body and from your body to your brain that telling your brain that you are in a good, safe place, that you're happy where you are at in this moment in time. The physical response in turn will also be profound. So what will happen is, one of the many things that will happen is, number one, your digestive system will relax. your absorption of nutrients will increase, and you will also support your adrenals, which are super, super important to keep healthy when dealing with a chronic disease. And also, the feel-good neurotransmitters will have a positive effect on your mood and your mental capacity, like dopamine and such. So the bottom line is, with the right mindset and the right mindfulness practices, you will help your body to express the right set of genes that will allow for reduction in inflammation versus a negative mindset, negative thoughts, fearful and anxious thoughts that might support pro-inflammatory gene expression. So give it a go. Ask me again which books I use or what other tools I use in order to get myself in a good position, a good mindset around my chronic illness. And please give visualization a try. Check out the book I suggested. It has been really hugely helpful for me. And as always, please reach out to me if you want to know more about how to shift into a more positive mindset. So tomorrow on day number 3, I'll talk about stress. So stay tuned. We'll talk about the stress response relating to your chronic illness, and I'll give you tangible steps that you can take to manage your stress more smoothly. So thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate your time, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.